So, bourbon barrel or whiskey barrel woodworking. It's dirty, you make sparks, there's really no set rules or procedures when doing it. You have to deal with soot. So is it worth it? Well, that's what we're going to discuss today. I'm going to show you a project that I was asked to make, but more than that, I'm going to show you how I actually work with bourbon barrel or whiskey barrel staves to create some really interesting types of woodworking projects. I'm also going to show you how you can take one bourbon barrel, which will cost you anywhere from $75 to $100. Heck, a lot of the time you can find them for free, and turn it into over $2,000. So if you want another unique woodworking idea that other people aren't doing, stick around. So to begin with, we need to tear this bourbon barrel apart. Now, the rings are typically not bolted in or anything like that, but it can take a little effort to get them apart. This is an old barrel I'd had in my shop for a long time, so it had started to come loose a little bit anyway. That's a great barrel lid, which can be used for a different project that we'll talk about later. Now let's find some staves that we want to use. For this particular customer, he wants 15 different staves, each engraved with his board of directors. So I'm going to pick out some good staves and get to cleaning it up. Now this part is not fun at all. You've got to clean off that char. Now, I always like to leave the black on there because that's a unique characteristic of bourbon barrels themselves. But you want to clean off as much of the char as you can so that it doesn't flake and make a mess once you give it to your customers. This is the dirtiest part of the entire job. From there, I'm going to clean everything off to the best of my ability, and I'm going to seal the back with shellac. Now, I like using shellac, but keep in mind that it's going to ruin a brush and the shellac is going to turn black. So I typically have one can of shellac that I use just for this type of woodworking. If it drips over on the sides, as you see down at the bottom of your screen, don't stress over it because we're going to do a final sanding on the ends anyway, and that'll clean that off. Now next, this is not a V-carve tutorial, but I do want to give you an idea of how we're going to engrave on that curved surface of the bourbon stave. When you go into your settings of using V-carve Pro, there is an option that you'll see right here where you can actually attach your text to the 3D object that you see over on the right-hand side of the screen right here. That's all that you have to do to get it to go to that curve. Okay, so once we have everything created, now we're going to actually do our cuts. I'm going to use a 15-degree V-bit. Now, the hard part about engraving on a bourbon barrel is even if you get your 3D model correct, the problem that you can potentially run into is no two bourbon barrels are exactly the same. So you could get to the end of some of these longer names and your V-bit toolpath becomes kind of shallow. To solve that problem, I would just go back to V-carve Pro and make a slightly deeper copy of just the letters on the end that need to be recut. Make sure I keep the same X and Y axis and then just simply recut those end pieces there. It takes a little bit more time, but you're probably going to be charging more if you have longer names anyway. Hey, right now, if you haven't done so, I would very much appreciate it if you just take your little finger and hit that like button down below. If you're enjoying this type of content, that like probably does more than anything else to show YouTube that this is valuable content and encourages them to share it to a wider audience. Okay, so I did try to do this a couple of different ways, knowing that I was going to have to paint these. The first one that you saw was just simply cut like I would normally do. The second one uses aura mask. And so I tried it both ways to see which one gave me the better result. Now, I forgot to record the actual painting, but it's just spray paint so you get the idea. I didn't really like the aura mask because since we're dealing with bourbon barrel staves that are imperfect, the aura mask tended to come up a little bit anyway. It was really tough to get a nice, tight seal with that aura mask. So I did seal it off, and it ended up great. But the aura mask moving forward will not be my favorite option. My favorite option is to put a good seal of lacquer on these and let that dry. Now, you may notice that these bourbon barrels still have marks on them. They're not perfectly cleaned up, and that's part of the story of bourbon barrels. They're meant to be rustic. They're meant to be aged. And if you were to clean off all of the imperfections and all of the band marks, you're really going to you're not going to tell the story of the bourbon barrel. So you want to keep that on there. Okay, so I'm going to let this lacquer dry, and then I'm simply going to paint it with spray paint. And then I'll just pull out my handy dandy random orbital sander and I'll sand off the paint and the lacquer. That will leave a nice clean finish on the V-carve engraving. All right, so since we're both here, let's take a couple of minutes and let's just give a quick lesson on what these bourbon barrels really are made of and why most of the world's bourbon is made right here in my home state of Kentucky. So bourbon is made mostly in Kentucky. I think the statistics are 95% of the world's bourbon is actually made in Kentucky for a couple of key reasons. One, a vast majority of our state sits on top of a limestone shelf. So we have limestone springs throughout our state. Now that limestone actually gives a very unique mineral content to much of our water, making it very desirable for whiskeys and bourbons. Second of all, bourbon is aged in these bourbon barrels. I believe it's a minimum of 2 years. And another great reason why bourbon is created almost exclusively in Kentucky is that we have very hot summers and typically very cold winters. What that means is that as the bourbon ages, in the summertime, when the wood expands, bourbon is actually soaked into these bourbon barrels. And in the winter, when the cold weather makes the wood contract, bourbon is squeezed back out. That's how bourbon and whiskeys get their unique colors. It's from the char and from the wood that it's actually aged in. In fact, if you look right here, you'll actually see that in this stave, the bourbon was actually drawn this deep into the barrel over the course of its aging process. Now, I'm not exactly sure how long this particular barrel was used to age bourbon, but over the course of the aging process, this bourbon was actually pulled into the wood and then pushed back out on a couple of occasions at least. When bourbon or whiskey goes into a barrel, it's actually clear and looks a lot like vodka. But through the aging process, it gets its unique color. Also, in order to be considered bourbon, it must be aged in new white oak charred barrels. And that's something that's a little bit different between bourbon and other types of whiskeys. Different batches of whiskey can, I guess, be aged in the same barrel, but in order to be considered bourbon, the barrel must only be used one time, which means that there are millions of bourbon barrels throughout Kentucky that get discarded and used for different purposes, which means that in our area, we have a large amount of bourbon barrels at our disposal, and it's become kind of a popular type of decor. So with that little explanation, let's get back to the build. Use an air compressor to clean out those little bits of sawdust, and there you go. We have some gorgeous looking bourbon barrel staves. Now from here, my customer did want his business logo. He's an insurance salesman and he wanted to give these to some friends and members of his board. So we're going to put his logo on there using an xTool. I tried using a CNC for this, but it was so small the lettering just wouldn't work. So I felt that using a laser engraver was better. Next, I'm going to come back and put one other layer of lacquer on there. So we give it a nice seal and really make it look pretty. And then let's move to the metalwork. So these are the bands that are part of the bourbon barrels. And I'm just going to use an 80 grit piece of sandpaper on my random orbit sander to clean up the dirt and the rust. Then I'm going to use my angle grinder to cut off pieces that I've measured to be the width of each one of the staves. Now, the best way to do this is to not go all the way through, just score it very deeply and then break it off. From there, I'm going to use one screw. These are kind of rustic screws that I found on Amazon, and I'm going to screw that in place. Drew Fisher would be happy. These are flat tip screws. They do break very easily, so I had to be very careful not to screw them in too tight. Now I'm going to clean them up just a little bit more and take the angle grinder back and clean up a little bit of those sharp edges. I don't want anybody to cut themselves on the edges of that metal banding. And once that's cleaned up, I'll do a final sanding to get rid of any drips, and then we're good to go. Now, you remember when I told you that you could take one bourbon, whiskey, or wine barrel and turn it into over $2,000 of profit? Let's talk about how you can do that. Every barrel is made up of approximately 35 staves, as well as a top and a bottom, and several of these metal bands. All right, when I make the projects that we're looking at today, I will sell these for $50 to $60, depending on how much they want them customized. They can be used as just regular signs. They can be the fronts for spice racks. They can be turned into key racks, key rings, or just artwork for your wall that can be engraved with somebody's name, business name, or any type of message that you like. For the project that I'm making today, I would typically charge $60 a piece for those. Once you account the amount of cleanup that you have to do with every stave, the custom engraving on the CNC, the laser engraving of a logo, as well as cutting off each of the metal bands to fit, there's a decent amount of work that goes into it. 35 staves at $60 a piece comes to $2,100, but we still have the top and bottom. Now, because of the fact that there's only one top and one bottom on any barrel, those are a little bit more high in demand and come in a premium. Also, some bourbon or whiskey barrels will have the company logo on them, which makes them even more rare in certain situations. The ones that I have didn't have anything on them. For those, you can easily make bourbon barrel lid signs, which I would easily charge $100 for. Or I'll leave a link below to a bourbon barrel whiskey shelf that I actually created in one of my first ever videos, and I sell those for $150 to $175. So with that, you can easily make up to $2,400 with one barrel and a little bit of elbow grease. Well, thank you for sticking around to the end. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Tell me what you like and what you don't like. I always love to hear feedback from my viewers. And with that, have a great day, and let's get out there and make some stuff.